You know what I hate doing repetitively? Repeating myself. Luckily don't have to this time around. When Digital Extreme turned around and said, we're bringing the Ascent fusion that allows you to take Archon shards and turn them into a tauforged Archon shard, the chat for their dev stream went kind of wild with yay, yay, and then they showed this and people went, no, 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 really, just no. An Archon shard is 1.5 of a normal Archon shard. And by that, I mean... yeah, that's a bad example. Normal Archon shard has 10% ability strength on a Crimson one. Tauforged has 15. It is the equivalent of 1.5 shards. Same goes for things like health. Energy max, instead of being 50, it'll be 75. Armor, 150. A Tauforged will be 275. It's not double a normal shard, which means you can't fit twice the strength or twice of everything. And yes, you will notice mine have basically 4 frost or all Tauforged. This is the only frame that I have Tauforged in, so you can see, basically, no, I lie, I may have some in Anaris. I cannot remember, or Equinox. They're the only 3 frames I kind of concentrated on, but either way, these things are stupidly rare and hard to get a hold of. So when they showed this, remembering a Tauforged shard is the equivalent of 1.5 normal shards, this meant you were taking 2.5 shards and throwing them in the bin. And everybody said basically the same thing. No, this is overkill. They talk of balance in this game quite a lot, and then they're asking you to take 2 Archon shards and throw them in the bin when the system that they should be using is already in-game. Quite literally. Right there. Take 2 shards. I can't show it because obviously can't put a red one in there, but take 2 shards and turn them into 1. They could expand the coalescent fusion, have it at the other side instead, but it basically has the same menu to it to, you know, save time, save work, everything else, and you add 2 red shards in, and you get a Tauforged in return for the things it uses to build it, because I've completely forgot the name of them, the Stellar, whatever they are. Because this system exists, it makes no sense to anybody why they would decide to go this route instead, which is 4 of them. They're not. It's 3. Coming in the Dante Unbound update, it's written right there. Dante Unbound coming in March. As of the time of recording this, still not dated. Thought they would have done that before March, but there are many different reasons why they wouldn't give us an exact date to when something is coming out. But Ascent Fusion and 10 and more. 10 Warframe augments, blah 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 blah. What I did find amazing was the fact that they kind of skipped over the fact that they did mention inside of DevStream 177. It's going to be 3 instead of... that is slightly more balanced. The math kind of works out just a little bit better. You're basically taking 1 shard to combine 2 shards. That one makes a lot more sense to me. 4 was stupid. There is no reason for 4 of them. At all. 3? Oh, should be 2. The system is in here and set up to combine 2 shards. Why would they not just copy, paste, and allow you to select the same, no, one there. It doesn't even have to be in a different menu. I've said this since they said they were going to do it. I've said this since the coalescent fusion came out. 1 in there. 1 of the same kind in there. And in the middle, a Tauforged appears. Because you are still sacrificing a second shard, you are taking 2 and turning it into 1. it's not the equivalent of 2 shards. It's the equivalent of 1.5 shards. So you're still throwing half a shard in the bin. Now you're throwing 1.5 shards in the bin. I would have loved for them to have shown more information about this. No, there was no excuse to have 4 of these things. Taking 2.5 shards, throwing them in the bin, this is going to get repetitive at this point. It's not balanced at all. 3? Okay. Combine 2 together, throw a third one in to make it into a tauforged, you're still sacrificing a shard and a half. I would have loved to have seen this more balanced. They love to use this word. And it be 2. But I'm just glad it's not 4. It would have been easier and better for them to utilize the coalescent, I know, but I was going a different route there, and just combine 2, and then have it need some other resource that is a bit of a pain to get a hold of, a new resource if they wanted to go balanced form, because then nobody can just start spamming these things out because they won't have that resource, and just take this and go, okay, I want an amber and an amber, and I'm going to make a tauforged amber shard out of the 2 amber I have, because if I'm going to use one, I would much rather use a tauforged one than the normal one for that extra 0.5%. That's wrong. Ha. That extra 50% bonus that is going to come from using a tauforged over a normal one, because it is basically 50% better than a normal one. Yeah, going down the list you can see there's hardly any in any of them, which is a damn shame because these things are very useful. I'm just really glad to see that went in the bin rather than asking players to throw an Archon shard in the bin. Great to see. 3 instead of 4. 2 would have been better. Guess we're going to have to live with 3. Unless they decide to change it again, which at this point, considering this update is supposed to be out in the next few weeks, I kind of doubt. But with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me rant yet again, and I'll catch you next time.